Only on CBS Atlanta News. A Metro Atlanta police officer is accused of being out of control and assaulting the citizens he's sworn to serve and protect. His behavior is so over the edge it caused a fellow officer to resign. Yet the rogue officer is still on the force. Our chief investigative reporter Wendy Saltzman breaks our exclusive investigation.
This pile includes more than 500 pages of internal affairs complaints lodged against Officer Michael Hobbs. We found dozens of use of force reports brushed aside by internal affairs, including claims Hobbs is terrorizing citizens. Now we're asking the tough question, is your safety at risk?
My face was all beat up. My ribs were either broke or cracked. I had black and blue marks on my back of my legs that you could tell were just from a baton. There was seven stitches above my one eye.
These are the gruesome pictures of Brian Houlihan, bloodied and beaten at the hands of an officer who was supposed to protect him.
He was out of control.
Houlihan passed out in his car in a diabetic coma, this sticker warning of his life-threatening medical condition.
They should have known.
But the police report shows this man, Officer Michael Hobbs, arrived at the scene and wrongfully assumed Houlihan was drunk. Hobbs forced himself into the car and struck Houlihan twice with a closed fist to the face and a blunt elbow blow to his head.
The next thing I remember was waking up in the ambulance.
This was just one of 12 disturbing complaints filed against Hobbs in the last 5 years.
He's basically being a thug and a terrorist.
Vic Morton is a security guard.
And I think he pretty much needs to be put off the force.
Morton responded to a call for help at the apartment complex he protects, but ended up handcuffed and arrested for obstruction because he says Hobbs is power hungry and wanted someone to arrest.
That was just plain police brutality.
Will you speak with us?
If you want to speak with me at work.
Can you step off your property and speak with us?
No, you can leave my property now.
Go
ahead and call 911.
Why is it that you won't speak with us about these cases of abuse of power?
When we tried to speak with Hobbs, he called the police. Will you tell me why you beat Mr. Houlihan up?
Have a nice day.
What about the other 8 complaints against you?
Off the property, ma'am.
Police Chief Greg Porter defended his officer's actions.
Have you taken any disciplinary action against Officer Hobbs?
No, ma'am.
Not a single suspension.
Has he ever been suspended for anything? No, ma'am.
No discipline and not a single day's suspension for an officer with 58 incidents of physical use of force in the last 5 years. That's nearly 20 times more than an average officer.
Do you think an officer can be threatened by somebody who's in a diabetic coma and basically passed out?
I wasn't there. Again, there was a thorough investigation. The investigation revealed that his actions were within departmental policy and procedure.
They just think they're above the law.
From beatings to knee strikes and chokeholds, the chief defends what others characterize as terrorizing and an abuse of force.
I am comfortable as police chief with his actions.
I think he's going to continue to do this because Chief Greg Porter is going to let him do it.
Possibly the most disturbing part of these records is this report from a fellow officer who resigned, citing Hobbs' over-the-top behavior as the reason why. Clayton County's Internal Affairs Office has only sided with citizens in 1 out of every 15 claims against an officer, and they didn't substantiate a single complaint against Hobbs. I'm Wendy Saltzman, CBS Atlanta News.